Welcome back to the journey. Let's hop into another game. Okay, opponent is 1535. We're about 1650. This is still a provisional game, so this counts for more rating than usual. So if I lose, I get minus 31. If I win, I get plus 18. And just to recap, if you're new, so the journey so far. So my former peak rapid rating was 1800. And the point of this series is I'm trying to reach 2000 for the first time ever. So it's going to be a very long series, and it's going to be me cataloging my attempts at improvement and also trying to share my chess knowledge along the way. But currently I'm a little rusty, so I'm down into the 1600s at the moment. But again, this is kind of provisional. My current strength, I would estimate, is kind of like mid 16 to like 1700 is what I would guess I am currently rapid rating. So here we had a Sicilian defense, and I like the Najdorf variation. And every game, guys, it's going to be the same thing. So we're trying to mobilize our army. We're trying to develop our pieces. We're trying to fight for the center, and we're trying to castle to get our king safe. Those are our three priorities every game, or as I call them, doing your chores. So there are multiple moves here. You could go e6, you could go g6 and fianchetto. I like e5, getting a tempo on this knight. Although I do find in this variation, sometimes after bishop here, white is able to kind of like stack up on this pawn. Like they get like a queen and rook here, and they put a lot of pressure on this pawn. And at some point they take this knight, and then my bishop leaves, and then they win this pawn. So I need to maybe do a little research on that. I suppose one way around that is I could develop or plan to develop the knight to d7 so that it supports here, and that way my bishop stays defending here. Maybe we'll experiment with that this game. I don't have to do it yet, though. Let's just prepare to castle. So I'm still on a good run of chess habits. I've been doing puzzles out of this book every day. It's been about 2 weeks, I would say, of me playing chess every day for maybe an hour or so a day. So I'm doing tactics puzzles every day. I've been reading some books. I just started last night, Reassess Your Chess by Jeremy Silman. A very highly regarded book and appropriate for my rating range. It's all about positional chess. So I'm very excited for that one because I feel like I have some things to learn there. We could develop with tempo, but the queen comes here, and then our bishop is kind of vulnerable. Because the queen has tension, so they can take our knight and then take our bishop. So I don't think I like that. I could castle. We could go knight b7. We could fianchetto. They are threatening to bring the knight in, though, and then maybe after all these captures, eventually this pawn has to take and kind of ruptures my king side. But if knight comes in, I guess we can match it with knight comes in. So let's try knight b7 this game. This also helps control the b6 square, which sometimes I find like this knight can come in and be annoying. And yeah, eventually we will fianchetto and then castle. So white castles queenside. So we have another opposite side castles game. We've had many of those in the series, and generally they're very fun, very exciting attacking games. So our plan is going to be to pawn storm the white king. Their plan is probably going to be to pawn storm us. Okay, let's castle. So if they try to push down here, I think we can just play h6. Well, maybe we should play h6 right now because that would kick the bishop off this diagonal. Let's start our plan. I think generally with queen opposite side castles, you want to not spend time on your opponent's threats if possible, and you'd like to just attack yourself on their side. So yeah, let's do this. Now I could play h6 here, or to prevent them from playing h6 themselves. Or if I go rook over, they go h6, I go up. I can maybe tuck in this bishop and have a defense here, and maybe that formation would keep my king side kind of shut down. It might be hard to break through. Yeah, I think I like that. Let's experiment with it this game. The problem with h6 is like eventually they can sack, or it just kind of helps them break through like this. So, and having this knight on d7, that extra support is pretty crucial. Let's go push. Yeah, knight comes in. I think we just take. Oh, that was a blunder by white. You're giving me this bishop for free. They should have done an in-between move there. But in opposite sides castles, this is still a dangerous situation. So even though we're up a piece, there's still no guarantees. We have to play very carefully. Oh, well, they abandoned the game. So, all right, quick victory. I'll take it. Let's do a quick game review. There's probably not too much to talk about, but maybe I'll underline some more basic fundamentals here. And if you enjoyed the game, make sure to drop a like on the video. Wow, so 98% accuracy by us. Sounds good. So let's take a look. So yeah, Sicilian defense, classic opening. The idea is you're trying to defend some central squares from the side, and white typically tries to contest this right away, which is what white does. And here we're just developing the knight towards the center with tempo on the undefended pawn, and white does the same to defend the pawn. These are the this is the main line. And a6 is called the Najdorf, which prevents checks like this. And yeah, e5. So yeah, I like e5, getting a tempo on the knight. So computer did want bishop out, but I don't know, just after this though, like what's the follow-up? They're saying knight b d7. And then eventually bishop back. Yeah, I don't know. I like how we played it. So I really liked knight b d7 here. I think this was like the crucial thing that I'd been missing before, because often what would happen in prior games is I would just go like knight c6 because, you know, leave the bishop open. But as you'll see, I'll show you later in the game here where knight c6 would have been problematic for this pawn and for the pressure on the f6 knight. So for example, this position's a little bit different, but if the knight was on c6, usually white doesn't have their queen here. They would have it like stacked up somewhere on this pawn. This has happened to me in many games in the past. And white takes here, I have to recapture, and then they win this pawn basically. So that's the issue I've encountered in the past, which we may have solved today. Comment down below if you can verify if, you know, one of these moves is better than the other. Yeah, so just a one move blunder here by white. So they have to play this in between move. Oh, and actually, I guess I'm going up a piece here. Wow, because I take the knight, bishop recaptures. Now, what do you guys play? Which way do you want to recapture? let's free the knight. So at the end of that, we got 2 pieces out of that, right? So we took their knight and then we took their bishop, whereas they only got 1 piece. So actually knight in was just a blunder by black because of the amount of pressure we have on this bishop. And we had a nice quick victory. So I hope you guys enjoyed that one. We are now officially 1650, even though it's still a little provisional, but I'd say that's kind of around where we should be. And I will see you in the next one. Thanks a lot.